I'm pregnancy-focused chiropractor Dr. Elliot Berlin, and you're listening to One Way or a Mother, a serial podcast where we explore one intricate, deeply personal, and circuitous pathway to motherhood. Our protagonist, Arianna, is in labor with her first child. But as labor kicks in, it hits Arianna much harder than she expected.
These contractions were lasting a long time. So I knew they were supposed to be a minute long, and these were lasting 2-3 minutes. And they're relatively far apart, but
when they came, they were there to stay for a while.
Yep, long and strong.
Was there excitement, like, oh my goodness, I'm in labor, or like fear, or like, what? This is not what I thought it would be.
No, I was just rolling with it. I was like, okay, this is what it is. I know my doula did say, if you've ever done mushrooms before, it will be like a mushroom trip. So that was very helpful for me because I have done mushrooms before.
Different than the acid experience?
It's a similar experience.
But different because mushrooms in my life are mostly Super Mario Brothers.
Oh, well, those are awesome also. All mushrooms are awesome. That's sort of what it sounds like. Mushrooms, I think, are more emotional and more, I would say, inner life focused, and acid is more outward focused. You can be like a normal person and go to a restaurant and talk to people. If you're on mushrooms, you're like, I'm a toad and I have weird hands. I can't look at anyone and I'm crying. So you can't go out in public.
All right. So you didn't know you're in labor, but you're in labor and you're rolling with it like a mushroom bro.
Yeah. Whatever it brings, I'm here for it. Let's do it.
Did you think about calling like doula midwife?
I called my mom first. I said, hey, this is what's going on. She's like, I'll be right over. And then I called the doula midwife and they were like, sounds like you're in early labor. Just like chill, hang out, relax. Let us know when it gets stronger. I was like, okay. My doula said, maybe get in the shower, see how that feels. The water felt great. I was like, oh, love a shower. I love a shower. I love water. And then I fell to the ground in excruciating pain. I had never felt anything so horrible in my life. I was screaming at the top of my lungs, like a shrill shrieking. I felt like I was being stabbed from within. I was like, this is so awful. It was just unmanageable. So Zach got the doula on the phone and she was like, just breathe. You need to just try to calm down for me and breathe. And we're coming. I said, okay. So I tried to breathe. They got there shortly after. And then I think I was in the bathtub at some point, and they were like, you're not dilated enough. We don't know what's going on. You're not really that far along. And I was like, why am I feeling like this? This is crazy.
With long and intense contractions marking the start of her labor, Arianna faces a significant challenge. Will this unforeseen difficulty thwart her plans for an unmedicated home birth? Stay tuned as the journey continues after this break. Welcome back. We rejoin Arianna as she seeks comfort and strength in the face of the challenging onset of labor. Her birth team is recommending breathing and vocalization exercises.
I was breathing through the pain. I was vocalizing. I was trying to get in the zone.
Were your vocalizations like more primal, or were they just more singy? Because you're a musical theater girl.
I thought they would be beautiful, and they were so scary. It was a one-tone, lowest note that could come from a woman human that you could ever imagine. Just like the lowest possible note I could reach was what I stuck with, and just did that each time.
Did it help you relax?
Yeah, that was really helpful. The vocalizing helped. That was great. We were doing all the fun doula tricks. I was using the rebozo from the door.
Not everybody knows what a rebozo is. It's like this shawl.
Yeah, it's shawl scarf thing, and it's pretty long, and you can do some cool stuff with it, like hang it from a door and sit in it like a yoga strap, using it as counterweight.
Oh, the sling.
Yeah, like a sling.
You can kind of hang from it to extend
Yeah.
your body out a little bit. So
Hmm.
Mexican midwives do a ton of cool things with it. Okay, so
Yeah.
there's that helping you.
Yes, that's helping. I definitely felt each time I had a contraction, the adrenaline shakes would kick in right before I would have the contraction. I was told that this would happen, but it was so intense. I shook so hard, like before each one, it kind of freaked me out. I was just like shaking, like you could hear it in my voice, like,
Is Zach nervous about any of this?
I think he's just observing his role. He was really excited to take pictures and, support and making our bedroom beautiful. He hung up string lights over our bed. He brought a bunch of candles and like all the lamps from our house into our bedroom and
Mm.
lit them all really low. And it was so beautiful. I remember walking in there and being like, this is the most beautiful our bedroom has ever been. Why isn't it always like this? Oh my gosh, I love it. Like, it was like it was so nice. All right, so I get in our regular bathtub. The birth tub's not blown up yet. I go, "Oh my gosh, I have to push." I was like, "The baby's coming. The baby's coming now. This is happening right now." And they were like, what do you mean it's happening right now?" I said, "I have the urge to push. My body's pushing now." And everyone was very confused.
Had she checked your cervix?
I don't know if she had yet, but when she did, I was 1 centimeter
Oh
and
my
I
god.
was involuntarily pushing.
Oh, that's the worst. You're pushing into a closed cervix,
Mhm.
and you
Yeah.
can't not do it.
Yeah, it's involuntary. It was just my body was doing it. And she goes, "You can't push. No, you can't push." And I was like, "What do you mean? No?" I was like so excited. I thought my baby's coming now. Like this is happening. So once she checked me and said I was 1 centimeter, she's like, "You need to suppress the urge to push." I said, "Okay, okay." So
You're the
that's when we
expert.
went into the beautiful bedroom and they were like, "You're going to try to rest. You're going to suppress the urge to push. You're going to visualize your cervix opening like a flower." And I was like, "Okay." So I did side lying with the peanut ball in between my legs. Zach was lying behind me. And every time I would start to shake, he would do the counter pressure on my hips so that I had something to focus on while I suppressed the urge to push. I was so focused and so determined to suppress the urge to push. It was like, what is it like? It's like swallowing your vomit, right? Yeah, over and over again. It's definitely is like that. So I just kept doing it. And I was like, I could just keep doing this. That was the mental headspace I was in. I'll just keep doing it till the end of time. Whatever. It's fine. This is what it is.
If
They
you're
came
one
in.
centimeter, do they talk about you're too early for the midwife? We're going to go home. Call us when it gets real.
I think because of the amount of physical sensation I was in and how much support I did need and how much I think I needed to be checked. It was getting really late at this point. My midwife just fell asleep on the couch. She was happy. She was fed. So eventually, when they checked me in the middle of the night, I was eventually 6 centimeters dilated
Oh,
or
so that's a
7.
lot of progress.
Yes, I was like, this is awesome. Okay, cool. So it's happening. This is great. So I eventually got into the birth tub. Midwife goes, maybe we should break your water, see if things progress a little bit more. I said, okay, let's break my water.
What's the timeline here?
So we're deep into Saturday night.
So you're like 24 hours in.
Yeah. So we're doing the birthing tub. I'm loving it in there. Like, I don't want to get out. This is amazing. This is like the best time of my life. Nothing's ever felt so good to me, like relieving.
It's much bigger than your regular tub.
It's huge.
You could have company in there if you want to.
Yeah, I was like, dude, I should get one of these just to have. Like, this is
Yeah.
amazing.
Did you have cup holders built into it?
Oh, I don't remember, but
Oh,
I'm gonna
yeah.
say yes, just
Yeah.
because that's way more awesome. Uh, so it's going fine. She breaks my water. It's not painful. I do feel a sensation. I felt like someone broke the barrier within me that popped.
Breaking the water is a technique used to speed up labor, but it can increase the risk of infection. For Arianna, it didn't advance her dilation past 6 centimeters. Given the growing risk, Her midwife suggests trying different methods to move things along.
I think at one point they hear the baby's heart rate. They're like, it's okay. Why don't we just try doing some stairs? We do some stairs. We do some squatting. We do some exercises. Try to like get it moving, open, and more.
I
That's
kind of
not
picture
working.
doing any of those things while also trying not to vomit out of your bum.
You know what? It was a challenge. It was a challenge. So I at some point someone decided we're just going to go with this and we're going to see what happens when you do push.
Oh,
I don't remember when that happened, but at some point it turned into, instead of suppressing the urge to push, we're going to just go for it and see what happens. Okay.
was there
Next
another
phase.
check or just like wherever you're at?
I'm at 7. So if 3 centimeters left to go, but they're like, it's really late. Let's just do this. So I'm trying to now push. I'm in every position possible. I'm on the toilet. I'm on the birth stool. I'm doing a handstand on the birth stool.
What? For real?
Oh, for real. Doula has the rebozo around my belly. I'm in like a forearm stand and I'm pushing. And midwife has her hands up in me trying to move my cervix out of the way because I'm 100% effaced.
But you're not totally dilated.
Right. So she was trying to manually move my cervix.
And you're totally unmedicated. How does that feel?
Fine. I didn't feel that was any pain. The pressure in my back and pelvis was so great that any other sensations were not relevant.
Are you still getting back squeezes and hip squeezes, counter pressure?
I have no idea. I've left my conscious mind. I'm doing what I'm told. So they're like, okay, go in this position and now like push and we're going to try to do this. And I'm like, okay, we're doing it. So I'm just getting into different positions and trying to get the baby out.
Is this all happening because of the timeline?
I think so. I'm not sure. There was a lot of whispering going on in other rooms. And I think this was like a last ditch effort to try to see if we could progress at home. And so eventually when we were pushing, I think the baby showed a sign of not liking it.
Like decelerations, the heart rate was slowing down?
Yeah. So that's when she was like, okay, I'm calling it. You need to be at a hospital. You need to go get an epidural and chill out.
With the baby no longer tolerating labor very well, the plans for an unmedicated home birth are slipping away. We'll be right back. How are you in your mind? Because you were like so focused on the home birth and now it's transporting to a hospital. So is that like just roll with it?
Yes, I was rolling with it. I was like, that's fine. Okay. I trusted my team. So I was like, if you guys think that that's the best thing to do, I believe you. I could do this till the end of time, but you've seen people, you know better than I do, I think. And if he's not doing well and you think I need to be at a hospital, I should just go there. It's safer.
Observations of a male doula at home birth. I feel like generally speaking, when a pink flag comes up, nobody sticks around to see if that's going to go away or become a red flag.
Yeah, exactly. And I was happy for that. I was very thankful for that.
It's one of the things that I feel like home birth safe. You're only working with low risk, healthy, no indicators of distress people. And if that changes, then you go for plan B.
Yeah, exactly. And they were like, it's plenty of time. We'll drive there. Don't worry. I said, I don't have a hospital bag. Oh my God.
And then also,
okay, we'll pack some stuff.
That point in the pandemic, are you allowed to bring anybody besides your partner?
No.
No mom, no doula, no midwife.
That's right.
That part's a bummer.
That part's a bummer. We packed a hospital bag. I had Zach sort of pack hospital bag. I was instructing him what I needed. He packed the weirdest hospital bag. It was like these beautiful dresses. Who's gonna wear these? Who's gonna wear these beautiful dresses?
You are gonna get in the car and go to the hospital. How far is that ride and what time of day is it?
It is 5 a.m. at this
Not
point.
A lot of traffic. On a Sunday?
On a COVID Sunday.
Oh, right.
Right. So this was like the This was a beautiful time to be in a car in LA. Just like you never have I ever. Oh my gosh.
How long would the
So
ride be in a normal day? At
on
a
a
normal
normal
time?
day, I would say 40 minutes,
And for you guys, it took
15.
wow. Okay. What was it like having contractions in the car?
Oh, okay. So once I got into the car, they put a diaper on me, obviously, to get into the car so that, because I was having you're bleeding and all that stuff
Fluid
and
and yeah.
fluid and all that stuff. So my mom drove Zach and I to the airport. There's a baby car seat in the back, and I am knelt on the floor, but there's not enough room for me to be on all fours. It's very uncomfortable and like there's nowhere to move and I
Oy.
couldn't sit down. So it was awful. But
Okay. I'm gonna assume you meant hospital.
sorry, what did I say?
Airport.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yes, I meant hospital.
Because I'm like, what? You're gonna have to take off your shoes when you get there.
Oh my gosh, this pregnancy brain is real. Yes,
So
definitely meant
mom was driving.
mom's driving.
You're in the back seat.
As soon as I left my doula, I went sort of back to that same place I was at when I fell out of the shower.
Oh,
That that feeling of I could feel all the pain, like pain. It wasn't manageable. It was excruciating. And the pressure and the pushing was getting worse. And I was no longer able to make those vocalizations I was able to make before. It was me pushing and I was at my edge. I was like those were the noises I was making. It was my
oh,
body was like
not the low note.
I couldn't get to the low note. There was no
Hmm.
more low note.
What do you attribute the change to?
I think it was being cut off from the support that we had built in that house and like the bubble of safety and woman energy. And now it was like it felt a little bit like, okay, we're trying to pivot. And my mom, I know she was trying to stay calm, but she was like backing in and out of the parking space and trying to turn around on our tiny street. And it was very frantic. And so I picked up on that and I was like, oh shit, like, oh shit, this is bad. I just thought in my head, this is not great. So the car ride was 15, 20 minutes. And I thought I was going to die. I was positive I was going to die.
Where's Zach? Is he in the front seat next to your mom, or is he back
He's
with
in
you?
he's in the front seat because there's the car seat
The car
next to
seat.
me.
So it's just
Yeah.
you in the car seat back there.
Me in the car seat and me just like feeling like I'm dry heaving out my ass. And it was terrible. So we got to the hospital, we pull into the right place, um, get out, have to put on a mask.
On top of everything else.
Oh yeah. I'm like, this is an emergency. Like we're at labor and delivery. I put on a mask. They're asking questions like, hey, so do you have a fever? They're doing the COVID
Oh,
screening,
the
which is
COVID
like,
screen.
of course they have to do the COVID screen. But after what we've just gone through, I'm like, F your COVID screen. Like, no. I'm like making these pig noises, like like doubling over. I'm like, I need an epidural. No, like no, screaming at everyone. I'm a nightmare, and they're just casually just doing their thing. They take our temperatures somehow. We eventually get in there. It takes an hour to get the epidural.
Oh, wow. When you're ready and you want it, that's a really long time.
Yeah, it was bad. So
How is the
I
placing of the epidural? Because
no,
if you're not,
no
no
idea,
problem. Oh, you don't know
no clue, no clue.
because you were just out of your mind.
Yep, I was just like, please just give me those drugs.
Hmm.
Give me
And then
those.
when it kicked in,
Oh, sweet relief.
sweet heaven.
Heaven.
It's like ass rooms.
It's like afternoons, man. It was just so awesome.
Inside and out.
Oh my God. Yeah, it was amazing the relief that provided um when I really needed it. It was wow. I was able to rest and relax.
To take away your urge to push.
Yes, took away my urge to push.
So things are calming down.
I'm still feeling contractions, but they're like blips on a radar. It's not.
Oh, there's one.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. Haha.
Hmm.
They were 3 minutes. Not all of them, but I think every third contraction was like 3 minutes long.
Are there like concerns since your labor started Friday night and now it's Sunday morning?
Not
Everybody's
yet.
chill.
Not that I know of. So there are no
Okay.
concerns that I know of. Okay.
Are there still whisperings going on around you?
Not that I can hear right now.
Okay. Music? Was there music? What was going on? What was the ambiance?
No, I apologized to the nurses
For what?
after I was screamed at them. I
Oh,
didn't know what I had said. I was like, I'm so sorry if I yelled at you. I was in so much pain. I'm terribly sorry. And they're like, oh, don't worry about it. We get it all the time. So the doctor comes back. I think it's like 9:30 or 10 in the morning or 10:30, somewhere between 9:30 and 10:30 a.m. Something like that. He comes back and he's like, you're 9.5 centimeters. You're not 10. There's like this little bit of cervix that won't go away. I want to see if you can just push.
oh, this again?
Yeah, this again.
Hmm.
I'm like, okay. So I don't remember what came first, this like decision to start pushing or the baby's heart rate decelerating. But I think it was the decision to push, maybe because I was moving from side to side. These nurses or other doctors or other midwives, or there were so many people in the room after the doctor came back. So then I'm moving from side to side. The baby's not liking it or something. And then he's like, we're going to push, even though you're 9.5, see how the baby reacts. I'm like, okay. So I'm moving side to side, like flipping side to side. And at one point, I'm like so tired. I'm trying to move and I can't. And I'm like, well, just give me a second. And the nurse screams at me. She goes, I'm trying to save your baby.
Oh, whoa.
And I said, okay.
Ouch. That's intense.
That stuck out to me. And I just remember that. That is just not the way you treat anyone in a stressful situation.
Your doctor's in there?
I don't know. Was he in there at that point? I'm not sure. Yeah, I think he was.
Okay.
So then he's like, okay, let's push. Okay, great. So I do the whole thing where I hold my knees. I'm still able to feel my legs because
Well,
the
that's good.
epidural is not so strong. I'm able to feel my legs. I grab the back of my knees and I do the whole like breathing down, pushing thing, which I got. That made sense to me. I could still feel enough to where it wasn't too difficult to wrap my head around. And I pushed, and these alarm bells went off. 20 people rushed into the room, and I was wheeled off to the OR
Was one push?
with one push.
Yeah, what happened?
I guess his heart rate dipped really low. I don't really know. No one was saying anything to me, but they were trying to move me on the gurney and they weren't able to. So they were shaking the gurney
Oh,
like really, really hard. And it wasn't really exactly cooperating. They ran into the door frame.
oh.
Then they ran into the wall of the hallway. Then they said, oh, the wheel's stuck. You have to unlock the wheel. You have to unlock the wheel. And they were screaming at each other
No.
and banging me around. And I was like, oh, is this a comedy or a tragedy? I'm not sure. Like, what's happening right now? We're in the hallway. And I just remember looking at my belly or thinking to my belly and just saying, you're okay. We're okay. You're okay. We're okay. It's going to be okay. So, like, it's going to be fine. Don't worry.
Is it sinking through in your mind that now you're racing down the hall to the operating room for a cesarean birth?
Yes, that I understood. But I was still, I think, very calm throughout the process. It was all just so bizarre to me, the way things were unfolding. I don't know if I was able to truly process it until way later. So I'm just at this point, I basically feel like an observer of everything.
Hmm.
So we get into the OR And the doctor calms everybody down. He's like, okay, everybody just chill out. Zach's not in there. I'm like, where is my husband?
But not in there for the prep part, or
He's just not nowhere. I'm like, is my husband going to be able to come in here? Like, what is happening? So doctor slows everything down. He's like, everybody just relax. We're in the OR. Calm down. It's all good. We're going to try to push the baby out again.
in
He's
the
getting,
OR.
he's getting a
Oh,
lot of feedback, like, no, no, no. And he's like, yes, yes, yes. Like, we're here. We can do a C-section. But I want to make sure that she's done everything that she can do to not have a C-section, if that's possible.
right.
I was like, man, I love you.
Well, because that was your wish. That if it was
Yeah,
safe, you'd much rather do a vaginal.
exactly. And I think that was his wish because his head was right there. His head was coming out of me, sort of.
Mhm.
So that was the hard part where it was like, it was happening, but not exactly. So
Was a vacuum ever an option?
no vacuum mentioned. No. And so Zach was finally let back in and he's like, okay, we're going to try pushing one more time. So I tried pushing one more time. The baby's heart did not dig it. And so he was like, okay, we're going to have to do a C-section.
Next time on One Way or a Mother.
So they finally brought my baby to me, put him to my cheek. He's all wrapped up. And as soon as his little cheek touched my cheek, the shaking stopped.
Creator, producer, writer, and a host of One Way or a Mother is Dr. Elliot Berlin, D.C. Rose Hart-Landsberg and Natalie Pulvino are the writers and producers. Paul Greenberg is the consulting producer. Nishida was the sound engineer at Pacifica Studios. Nikola Tarabaovic was the audio engineer. Story editing and sound mixing by Mallory, Edson. Theme music composed by Guilherme, Silva. Juliet Lamar was a contributing editor. Special thanks to Arianna, Zach, and their family, and the providers for sharing their birth story. One Way or a Mother is an original production by Berlin LLC and the Informed Pregnancy Project. All rights reserved. Thanks for tuning in.